Rap and Reason podcast with Dr. Jeremy C. McCool and Earl Hopkins. All right, we're back with another episode of Rap and Reason podcast. I am one of your hosts, Dr. Jeremy C. McCool.
And I'm Earl Hopkins. What's going down, my guy?
What's good, bro? Episode 50.
The 50 ball, bro. This is crazy.
Bro, 50 piece. And it's crazy because this week we're on episode 50. We also just hit a landmark, man, on the YouTube channel. 100,000 views, man.
100,000 views, another 100,000 coming our way, bro. Like, it's exciting when I'm actually talking to people. Like, I was on the phone with my uncle today. He was like, yo, I've been seeing y'all been doing big things, like 100,000. And then my girlfriend, the person that is like, who I confide in, who I talk about the podcast with, everything, outside of you. And she's like, you know what's crazy? Like, I started watching y'all. I'm like, you just started watching us? She was like, y'all have a good product. Like, y'all are really good. I'm like, why? We're almost
that is hilarious.
You just telling me that?
Like, you know what's even more funny? My cousin, shout out my cousin Vance, in Vegas. He literally said the same thing this week. He was like, man, bro, I just tapped in with y'all show, man, on YouTube. And I'm like, bro, you just not listening to my show. Like, episode 50 is crazy. He's like, man, I didn't know y'all was on YouTube. I was like,
yeah, that's what my girl said. She tunes in to Apple like podcasts, but like to see us, to see the quality, to see the thumbnails, all that other thing, that stuff is like, it's different for them. So, hey, keep supporting, subscribing to YouTube channel, Apple Podcast, Spotify, whatever you consume, like our content, continue to support, man. We're here for another 100,000, 1 million. We're trying to hit that million mark. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. For those of y'all who tune in on audio platforms, man, thank y'all for continuing to support. You listen on Spotify, Apple Music. If you listen on YouTube, man, I need y'all to hit the subscribe button. A lot of y'all listening, a lot of y'all aren't subscribed. Make sure that y'all subscribe and stay tapped in with us, man. We keep giving y'all shows, man. We got a lot to get through this week.
Yeah.
Wale dropped a new record, man. We'll get to that. Don Toliver has a new record out called FWU. Alchemist and Erykah Badu have announced that they're going to do a collab project. Clipse, a lot of y'all liked hearing us talk about the Clipse. Clipse has released their Tracklist. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Some information about the GNX tour. We're going to talk about hip-hop albums in 2025. What have been the best thus far?
Yeah.
What artists we want to hear from this year be another topic. And then also, man, we got an album review. Somebody who my man's Earl done put me on with, man. I was asleep. There's an artist named Kota the Friend. Am I saying it right?
Yeah.
Kota the Friend. And we're going to review his album, No Rap on Sundays, man. So we got a jam-packed schedule, man. But how your week been so far, man?
Bro, it's been good, man. Just getting good quality stories out there. One of my stories, it was about a teenage lifeguard here in Philly who is Muslim, and just things that she went through. She was actually sent home for wearing modest swimwear. And so I dug deep into that. It's very sensitive, unfortunate situation. But that story, I'm happy to know that's touched a lot of people from both sides, both who work for the city, connected to the city, and also, within the Muslim community. So, yeah, man. Other than that, bro, it's been a solid week. What about you?
Dope, man. I'm looking forward to checking that story out. I gotta get that a read. And man, it's been good. I can't complain, man. This week has been solid, busy. Teaching a couple summer classes, so those have started, getting the ball rolling with that. Finishing up this book, man. As you know, me and Earl have been going back and forth with book covers. So we should have that book cover hopefully solidified in the next couple weeks, man. So y'all stay tuned in. The book is I'm confident in saying what, 90%?
Yeah, I think so.
I think we're about 90% done, man, with the first draft. So y'all be on the lookout for that. So just grinding, man. But it's been a blessed week. So yeah, really no complaints. Just busy. This rain sucks. I'm gonna let you know. So I don't know. For those of you all who are on the East Coast, we getting the hot and rainy weather at the same time, and it's just been the last couple of days have been terrible, gloomy,
depressing, all that.
This is gloomy, depressing weather for sure. So everybody, man, stay positive in this trash weather that we get.
For sure. And brace yourself for the heat once it comes back, because it's going to be fierce when it comes back. It's going to be humid. That's one thing I cannot do. Like, having been living in Texas before, and you were in San Diego before you moved to Philly, like those destinations, that type of heat, I can deal with. I cannot deal with humidity, dog. I cannot. So yeah,
Nah, man, it's
it
bad. When it's 95 degrees and humid, man, it hits different.
hits different. You swimming in the air, bro. Like that's how thick it is. You know what I mean? I hate that. Yeah.
Instantly sweating. Yeah,
Mm.
I'm not a fan. All right, man. Well, let's jump into it, man. Wale.
Yeah.
Wale's back, man, and I know me and you both grew up listening to some of Wale's music. I can actually say grew up listening to his music because I was in high school when I first
Yeah.
really discovered Wale's music, and yeah, man, he's back, man. He's released a joint called CRG Freestyle. When you first heard this joint, man, what did you think?
I'm thinking like, bro, it's rapping. Like he rapping. You know what I mean? Like I haven't heard this Wale in a while, so like I'm listening, I'm tapping in, I'm rewinding certain lines and everything. So he's rapping at a high level right now, and it makes me that much more excited to see what comes of this, bro. Like he has another record that dropped a couple weeks ago. Let me actually pull that up. But my point is, Wale going crazy, bro, and to hear like it's so crazy. Like if you don't know or haven't tapped into Wale's music in a while, because it's been a while since he dropped something like substantial, you know what I mean? He has another record called Where to Start, which is phenomenal. I highly recommend listening to that. But I think you get lost and forget how impactful Wale has been throughout his whole career. You know what I'm saying? Like, and how dope he is as an artist. Like, I know a lot of people recently have been tapped in. I don't know, Jeremy, you've seen it with him and Kai Sanat. Like, he was, you feel me? I hate that that moment happened, but I'm glad records like these or freestyles like these are here to remind people of how dope Wale truly is. You know what I'm saying? He's not appreciated enough in my opinion. You know?
Yeah, and I think what it is, man, is, and I agree. I think Wale is extremely talented, has been for a while. I've been up on Wale since the More About Nothing mixtape. You know what I mean? Which I think is a top tier mixtape,
Yeah,
especially from the blog era, man. I think that it was extremely impactful, and I think Wale just can rap, man. He can rap, and he's versatile in rapping. You know what I mean? He can do the slow joints with the R&B singers, then he also can do hard hit records where he's still rapping well. And I think he doesn't necessarily get the credit. And I think partially, I think, man, his PR team. I just be wondering, like, who was doing Wale's PR? Because I think it's they haven't handled him well in the public eye.
yeah,
You know what I mean? I don't think they did a good job branding Wale and really like, you know, yeah, it's just as far as controlling his narrative online. I think that sometimes, thankfully, I'm somebody who cares about music. I don't really care about what people have going on online and they little drama, and that's not really what I gravitate to. But I know a lot of people do. So a lot of people's impression of Wale is based on a little clip online that they saw of him or interview or whatever the case may be, and not how dope his music is. Because to me, not knowing Wale's music when Wale has as many hits as he does is insane.
is insane, bro. And I agree. I do not care. Like when I'm interviewing certain artists, bro, I don't care about the music. I do not care. Like, you know, like certain things, don't get me wrong, certain things are so entertaining or interesting that I'll tune in. I'll read some articles, I'll watch some videos, some short clips about it. But for the most part, bro, I do not care. So nobody can tell me anything wrong about Wale as the artist. You know what I'm saying? The person, I'm not my concern.
Not my concern, man. But when it comes to this joint, fire, man. Wale is rapping at a high level, and I'm gonna be honest, man. This is not a traditional beat to rap over. So for him to have been able to flow over this like he did, because this is definitely it seems a mixture of like a maybe a UK type of what do they call that sound? Grind.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
I
like
didn't like
that mixed with like a little house,
yeah.
maybe.
I didn't like it at first. Like, did you like the beat at first?
As soon as I heard him rapping, I did. Like when I first heard it, I was like, I don't know how this is gonna work. But the more he kept flowing, I was like, oh no, he getting busy though. Like,
That's what sold it for me.
yeah,
Yeah,
his rapping, if you put 90% of other rappers over this beat, I probably would hate it. But I
yeah,
think just because of the way he approached it, I thought it was dope.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, this is one of those ones, man. This him rapping and giving and bars like this
Yeah.
makes me excited for his next project for sure.
Whenever it comes out, but it needs to come out. And yeah, we'll get into like what albums like those, like, because we anticipate it's going to be quality, it's going to be good, how important that is for 2025, because it's been an interesting year. I'll just say that. So yeah.
Yeah, it definitely been an interesting year. And man, the artists who we're anticipating, man, well, we need y'all to drop. I'm gonna be honest, and we're getting more into that, but we need y'all active, you know.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, and we'll talk more about that. But yeah, if you have not heard Wale's joint CRG Freestyle, man, I highly recommend it. Just because Wale is on here spitting, man. This is the Wale I want to hear.
Absolutely. And another one is where to start. Because I think like with those two, yeah, he got something. So if he's on this type of level, bro, the album gonna be fire. It's gonna be fire, man.
Yeah, man. There's no way around it. If he has some more of these, and with a variety, now I don't want to hear him rap just over these type of beats. Let me be. I
For
don't
sure.
I don't want a whole project of these type of beats.
Yeah,
But if he's rapping at this level over dope production, like I think we might have a classic Wale on hands.
for sure. For sure.
Yeah. And when would you say that you fell off from Wale's projects? If so, when? Because when I think about myself, I'm like, man, there was definitely a fall off point of when I stopped really checking for Wale's music like that. And it definitely was some years ago.
Yo, I'll tell you the exact one. Hold on. Wow, that's crazy. Like that album, wow, that's crazy. Because it dropped right before the pandemic, in 2019. And it was amazing. Like it was a dope project. Had a lot of memorable songs on it, bro.
Was that the one with Poke It Out on it?
Let me
Cole?
see. I don't think so. No, no, no.
The one that sampled the Q-tip, you know what I mean, joint?
Nah, I think that was the one before. What was that joint called? It was the one with like, was it Shine that had Poke It Out? Maybe that was Falarin too. I'm messing everything up right now.
Yeah,
But
that was Florin too.
yeah, okay, cool. Actually, I would say that was the last project I really listened to, but I didn't listen to it all the way through. So I think, wow, that's crazy. It's probably the last one I really was like tapped into Wale's music. And like I said, it was dope. I'm just, yeah, we need a Wale because he's going to give you the summer hits. He can give you a summer hit, and I like Poke It Out, bro. I don't know why it wasn't bigger. I
Well, I
wasn't
know
that.
why. It was an amazing record. It was stepped on by the pandemic.
Yep.
Those fire records that came out between 2020 and 2021 were all stepped on
Yeah.
because people were in the house, we weren't outside, with nobody at brunches, unless you were in the South. Let me tell you, Houston was still outside. But I went to Houston. You would think the pandemic never happened in Houston. I was like, oh, y'all are still outside for real.
Which is crazy, which is
Yeah,
crazy, but it's
every other place in America, people were chilling. So I think that a lot of those songs didn't hit the same just because people weren't out and about. So I think "Poke It Out" wasn't as big of a record as it would have been. If that record came out now, it would have been
yeah,
it would have been
it would be
it would have went number one. And I
yeah,
think it was that I didn't even know that the album came out. That's what tells me that it didn't get the buzz. I heard that song when it dropped and was like, oh, this is fire, but I never even remember hearing about the Floor and Two releasing.
which is so crazy, bro.
That
Yeah,
takes me back to the marketing piece. I think I don't know if it's a label thing or whatever the case may be on the PR side, but it's just I feel like he hasn't been pushed to the forefront the way he needs to be.
he hasn't, and I don't know if he's decided to take a break from you. I don't know because, like, I mean, Wale is one of those artists who's been very open about how strenuous, like, the industry itself is on him. He's not a social dude. You know what I mean? He's not. I don't know if it's a DC thing. I don't know. I don't want to like knock my DC folks, but like, I don't know if he being from DC, he's just not really social like that or like friendly. Like he doesn't play the game. Like it doesn't seem like he
That
plays
on
it.
DC, what more social places there than DC? DC people are always outside.
That's what I would think. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know. While they seem like the dude who gets fly, has a select group of friends, and just wants to do what he wants to do.
Yeah,
If you don't like it, so be it. I can respect that. And I also, like I said, ain't concerned like that because I'm listening to the music and I'm a fan of the music. But I don't know. Maybe he grew like kind of like just annoyed with the industry or something. I don't know. But we need more Wale for sure.
at 100%, man. So look, we will be definitely checking out this next project, man. Hopefully you release something soon. And yeah, man, check out Wale's new joint, CRG Freestyle, man. Don Tolliver is another
Nah,
artist.
yeah.
Now, am I saying this right? Is it F with you or is it FWU? I don't know.
I think it's that with you. I think it's that with you.
F with you makes the most sense. So we're gonna roll with that. F with you. And it's actually produced by DJ Mustard.
Yeah, man. It sounds like it, bro. Like this joint, this is fire. Like this is fire. This is classic Don Toliver, especially in his Hearthstone Psycho. Am I saying his album right? I feel like I'm truly saying his album wrong. But anyway, yeah, this is classic him, bro. Hearthstone Psycho, yeah, era where he's just on like some trap Houstonian like rock type of level right now. And I rock with this sound. I think it actually fits Don Toliver, especially his fandom and just like the direction he's been going the last year, 2 years, bro. I'm really rocking with this. And F with You is another one that I'm really rocking with. So yeah, Donnie T is on the move, man.
I would also agree, man. This beat is stupid.
Yeah.
I think it's extremely catchy. I'm gonna be that guy though.
Okay.
What is he talking about, bro? I ain't gonna hold you. I be trying to tune out with the lyrics, but I can't do it. I'm not able to not pay attention to lyrics when I listen to music, and I have to. I want to know what this means, man. I'm outside, wrap my baby in a blanket. I'm outside. You can meet me at the banquet.
He outside. I don't I don't
Baby in
know.
the baby in the blanket part.
He has a baby with Callie Uchis or Uchis, however you say her name. Callie. Yeah. She in a blanket. The baby, the baby's in a blanket. I don't know.
Man, okay. All right, man. All right, you know what I'm saying? So the lyrics here, you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
it's
like
catchy though, but this song sounded hard in the car, I'm gonna be honest. So
yeah,
I was able to zone out for a minute when I was listening to it. But after about a minute, I was like,
yeah. So for me, like Don Toliver is one of those artists. He has like dope, personal. Like shoot, let me roll the tape. Love Sick is one of those albums that has like sprinkles of personal, detail, like deep, like storytelling. You know what I mean? And that's what I love about Don Toliver. Kinda not in the same vein as Wale. They don't make any remotely any similar music, but their versatility, like they're very versatile artists. And this is one of those songs. F with You is one of those songs. I don't need to hear anything that you are talking about. This is a vibe setter. You know what
it
I'm
is.
saying? So Don Toliver, man, he's good for that. A
Don
vibe.
Toliver, and it's crazy because the songs that I've discovered Don Toliver on, I cannot say that I've actually dug into full Don Toliver projects to be as familiar
Mhm.
with works, but the songs I've heard, they've all been extremely catchy and definitely vibe centered songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Almost in the same vein as a future Travis Scott. You know what I'm saying? Where
mhm,
it's like you're going there for you're going there more so for the music and the sound more than expecting him to say something profound. So
for
I
sure.
gotta take it for what it would, but I wouldn't be me if I didn't at least acknowledge that he ain't talking nothing on that song.
He got a baby in a blanket, man. I don't know. Maybe so.
I think he's talking about his girl, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But they also have a baby. They just had a baby. So
Okay,
shout out to them.
okay,
But yeah.
maybe we're talking about that. I don't know. I don't know, man. But look, either way, this joint is hard. I cannot deny that.
Yeah, man. Nah. So this is solid, bro. I wonder if he's dropping another project. I doubt it. Maybe he just wanted to throw a summer banger out there. Either way, I'm enjoying it, man, for sure.
Yeah, man. Shout out Don Toliver. This is definitely gonna check out more of his music after this. I think the first song of his I heard was it Attitude?
Oh, that joint is fire too.
Attitude of his might have been the first time I really heard. I heard him featured on other people's songs, but I think the first song of his I heard might have been Attitude. But yeah, definitely be on the lookout for more music, man. On another note, Alchemist and Erica Badu.
Yeah, bro. They have the new song Next to You, and they were just recently seen on tour in Japan together. I did not know, number one, that they made music together. Another thing, I didn't know they were friends. Okay. This is something I didn't expect
That's a
at all.
very random friendship. But I will also say, man, independently, I rock with Erica Badu's music heavy. Let me
Yeah.
tell you, man, Erica Badu has some songs that are some of my favorite songs. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Feel good songs. Like On and On to me is that's neo soul gold right there. You know what I'm saying? Like On and On. When I first heard that song, I was like, "What is this, yo?" Like,
yeah.
Next Lifetime, all of that. Like, I'm a big like Erica Badu, especially her older stuff was just amazing. Like,
Yeah,
so
bro.
And then,
Dingeon, yeah, all that.
oh yeah, man, Erica. So Erica Badu she can rarely do wrong musically for me, but
Yeah,
she just has a really unique voice.
she does. And songwriter, she's a unique songwriter. She's just a unique. Can we even call her an artist, bro? We gotta call her like a solar stars. I don't know, bro. She can't fit the box. Like she gotta be called something else. Like
She's in
so,
that same like just she's in the same box as like a three stacks. You know what I
for
mean?
sure.
Like it's these like peculiar you know what I mean, entities that make music, but they're like have so much range in what they can do. And I think that Erica Badu is one of those ones, man. I think she really created a new vibe in music.
For sure. And I think like because people are like they may be a little surprised by this Alchemist collab, and frankly, we are. We're Badu fans, and we are too. But like she's been hip hop centered. Like she is a hip hop entity. She's a branch off that tree. Because if
Okay.
you go back to Common, what's her and Common song, The Light?
Right.
Like that's one of my favorite Common songs. And she's always been affiliated like with hip hop. You know what I mean? Both in her personal relationships, but also her music. You know what I'm saying? And so I think this Alchemist collaboration, bro, I think this is gonna be fire. This is gonna be one of those sleepers, kind of in the same vein as a Common and Pete Rock, how it happened. When it happened, not that many people talked about it for real. And it was amazing. I think this is going to be something similar, maybe a little bit more bigger because Badu, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think it's going to be in that same vein for sure.
I think it will be too. I think it will be big just because of the fact that Erica Badu is somebody who doesn't oversaturate the market at all. And I think that she's somebody where you have to pay attention to her. And I think that her partner with somebody like Alchemist and Alchemist, when you say it, it doesn't make sense. But when you really think about it, it actually
Yeah,
kind of does. Like
it kind of makes sense.
Alchemist is really known for more slower tempo, chill production. Even when you look at some of the work he's done with a Larry June,
Yeah.
I mean, it actually does. They make vibe. He has a lot of production that is really vibe centered, very chill music. So it really does actually make sense. Like sonically,
Mhm.
I feel like it's gonna make sense. And on this song that they introduced to us, it worked.
Yeah, man. It works. So
Think about the joint they have together.
what's the song? Next to You.
Next to you.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't think they've released any other collaborations together, but that song alone just shows you like it's a preview into what's to come, man. Bro, I love it. Yeah.
I liked it. I thought that the song was dope. I like it made it to my I got a playlist called Smooth. I got different playlists with different random names that
Yeah.
for vibes, and that one is definitely falls under my chill. It's a chill hookah playlist. You know what I mean? That's that mood when I'm just relaxed. And I think that yeah, Erica Badu has a lot of music that falls into that playlist for me. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. Erica Badu and Alchemist. Like I said, when you say it out loud, it's like what? But then when you think about it, I'm like, nah, this might be one of those ones.
This might be in my top 10 by the end of the year. Like I'm projecting a lot of the albums we're about to talk about. I'm projecting them in my top, if not top 10 at the very minimum, even in my top five, bro. Yeah. So I'll be on the lookout for that one.
Absolutely. And I want to say, man, I have to also sometimes recognize that we might have listeners who don't know about Eric Badu's music. So for those listeners who are not as versed, because I be forgetting that Erica Badu came out in the 90s. Like a lot of
Yeah.
people might not know her music for real. So if you're one of those people who do not know her music and don't know where to start, Baduism, that album is
Absolutely. Start there.
one. If I had to put a list of like my favorite 100 albums, which would be extremely difficult for me to do, but Baduism is probably in there somewhere.
Oh, it's in there for me. I would even recommend Mama's Gun, which is celebrating 25 years this year, which is crazy. But yeah,
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 100%. So yeah, I would definitely check out one of those albums if you're really interested. Those are two classics, you know what I mean? And you'll probably recognize some of the songs that you probably have heard and didn't realize you knew it.
exactly. In movies, shows, Tyler Perry movies, guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Specifically Tyler Perry movies.
I just feel like he's all good. If he don't get nothing right, it's the music sometimes. Like he'll
A
get that.
fact, we don't give look. I've said on here before, man. One of my random career goals is to score a movie one day, and I got I always he always does a good job.
He does,
Some
bro.
people give him a rough time on some of the other elements of his movies, which I do as well.
Yeah,
But when it comes to the music, you're right.
he gets it right, bro. I don't know what it is, man, but he got an ear for music. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So check out Erica Badu, man. But yeah, we'll be on the lookout for that. Even though this is a hip hop podcast, we both are R&B fans, and when you got Alchemist on it, hip hop is involved. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
looking forward to checking that out, man. What else we got on the docket for today?
The So Be It track list is officially out, bro. Like this track list, uh
Oh, Clipse, let God sort them out.
like guys sort them out, the Clipse new joint, the full track list, man, from track 1 to track 13. What are your thoughts when you saw the Clipse like guys sort them out track list?
Man, let me tell you, when I first saw this track list, to me it seemed this really gave me even more confidence that this is going to be a classic album. And the reason why this track list gave me that is because there doesn't seem like there's any wasted space or wasted features. There's
Mm-hmm.
no like random stuff on here or random features where I'm like, why would they put that person on here? Like there's no clout chasing features on here, I should say.
Exactly.
It would be easy for Clips to say, let's put the new hottest person on here. Let me grab this person or that person because they're popular. No, there,
Mhm.
there's nobody on here that isn't talented to me. You know what I mean? There's no random features that are just I'm putting them here because I know they'll bring more attention to the album. These are all people that make sense. So going
Yeah.
through there, man, the first things that stand out to me is some of the features. We all know Kendrick Lamar has a verse on there, and we can talk about that verse that leaked
Mm-hmm.
for as well. Tyler the Creator is on the joint on here. We got The Dream, Pharrell, of course. We already know he's producing the album. Stove God Cooks.
Mm-hmm. So
Ah,
you're good too. Yeah.
yeah, I'm hip to him, man. And I was just telling Earl, man, he's a rapper. You know what I mean? He's a put a beat on and just go rap. He's one of those. So does a lot of music with the Griselda camp and is fire. So for them to put him on here and he's not like mega famous yet, lets me know that they're putting art
Yeah.
above just putting on people here who are just superstars. And when it comes to that talk, how Clips talk, Stove God Cooks being on there makes so much sense. And I
So
know
he can match it. Okay. All right.
this it makes that song I have no doubt in my mind is going to be insane. And I have no idea what FICO stands for, but
Yeah.
I'm sure it's going to be something insane. Yeah, man, Nas being on here,
Yeah.
definitely looking forward to. So like the features, there are no features on here to me that don't make sense. The only thing I'll say I'm disappointed at is I wanted to see a whole feature on here. Rumors have been circulating that there will be a Jay-Z feature possible on this project. There isn't a Jay-Z one as of now. Um,
Mm-hmm.
other than that, man, this looks fire. Even the titles of the songs. But
Yeah.
what were your thoughts?
Dog, this is fire, man. And the opener, John Legend, Voices of Fire, that to me is already going to like play into the cinematic musical experience I'm expecting.
I didn't even get it. John Legend. And man,
This,
let me tell you, I know this isn't an R&B podcast, and we just went on a rant about Erica Badu, so we're converting. But I'm gonna go on a similar rant about John Legend. Man, John Legend's album "Get Lifted" is one
come
of
on.
the most underrated. Look, that album is 10 out of 10 to me. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I know this is not a good time to shout out Kanye on the production, but that album is amazing.
He killed it. And is it celebrating 20 years this year? Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I made that up.
Maybe that sounds about right timeline wise.
It's something there, but yeah, phenomenal album, bro. Like changed R&B music, in my opinion.
Honestly, and John Legend in general, I feel like changed R&B. I feel like he put the vocalist back in the forefront. You know what I mean? And I think that there were always vocalists, but I think he was able to do it in a way where it was able to cross over in ways that they didn't let um, other traditional vocalists do so. I'm gonna give you an example. Like when I think of vocalists, especially from the early 2000s, a lot of them, for whatever reasons, weren't able to sustain pop level of music like
Mm,
Tyrese. or Avant or artists of that ilk, you know what I mean, who are true vocalists, Tank, you know what I mean? Like, but I think John Legend was able to still have that level of vocal power and talent, but able to converge it in the hip hop really, really well.
Exactly. And he did it in his way. You know what I mean? Like, I think Donnell Jones came out before him, but I think Donnell, to his credit, did that in some ways. But he put the vocals at the forefront, bro. He ain't out here with his shirt off with Photoshop abs. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just making the music what it was. Him, Alicia Keys, and even Anthony Hamilton don't get enough love. But I think those three for me
Man,
were,
let me tell you, don't get me started. Anthony Hamilton,
come on,
another man, another one who does not get the credit he deserves either. And I think I look at John Legend the same. I know some people don't because John Legend kind of went pop, as a lot of people will say. He started making all the wedding songs and you know what I mean. But I think John Legend is just like a talent. His voice is just is one of one for sure.
for sure. And so for him to be on this album, Let God Sort Him Out, man, I'm excited about that. And I'll tell y'all,
Whose voices are fire? I'm not hip. Whose voices?
who I don't
Voices. Oh, okay.
it just sounds like a powerful group. I don't you know
It sounds like a choir.
that's what it sounds like. So you know, if that's what it if
Definitely, it's definitely a choir.
you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting cinematic a cinematic musical experience. And for those that are already in the Clipse verse, I'll just call it that. Like you already know Ab Liva, a Philly native too, which people don't know. Ab Liva, he's amazing. And so for him to be on Inglorious Bastards, I expect him to crank out another classic feature, another classic verse among the classic verses we're going to hear on this album. The Dream. I don't know if you like hear him and Push a lot. He's been on Push's past albums, always a phenomenal voice and touch to add to it, and it contrasts well with like the type of like verses that Eclipse could like really crank out. And then yeah, man, Nas, bro, even Tyler the Creator, who I think many people who aren't familiar with Tyler's music would expect for him to be on an album like this. But when Tyler has like darker production, broodier production, he flourishes, bro. So that may seem like an odd pick, but I think it'll actually fare well on this project, man. So kudos to all of them. I like some of these song titles are beyond me. What is it? EBITDA? I don't know, but I trust the camp that put it together, bro.
There are a lot of those in here.
A lot of those throughout Push's like discography for real. Yeah, and it's
Just
always
like if you know, you know.
if
Probably.
you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I expect this to be gold, bro.
Yeah, 100%, bro. I think that I think I the people who are featured on here lets me know that they put music on as the quality of the music as the priority over trying to make it a number one album. And I think that when you do that, that's when you get gold, you know, and that's exactly what I would want from Eclipse, who hasn't, you know, who we haven't gotten a project from joint in so long. I think that I have high hopes for this. I listened to some of the interview that the Clips did and heard them talk about that intro track. Man, I'm excited to hear that because apparently that is about their parents.
Yeah, and they're
Who both,
starting off the top of the
yeah.
album.
The
Yeah.
the first joint on there, "The Birds Don't Sing," is supposed to be a dedication record about them losing their parents. And even if they only played a little snippet in the interview, and even from that, I'm all in.
Yeah, I'm all in, man. This is gonna be phenomenal, dog. So yeah, and that's usually like for those that aren't familiar, like those kind of songs are usually delegated to the last song of the album, like the closer, or the bonus track. But for them to acknowledge that off top says something. And I think based on that interview, I think we saw the same interview on Popcast maybe where they talked about it. The New York Times podcast. Like I think they made that effort to show like yo, this is the life we used to live, but this is the roots in which we come from. And that's important for them. So I think it's going to be even doper having that kind of message in this kind of album, man. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that you know, a lot of times people give Pusha T and the Clips in general the a lot of people put on them that they only talk about selling drugs and that they don't have substance in their music. I tend to disagree. I think that they do that is on the forefront of their rhetoric, but I don't think that it's I think it's bigger than that. A lot of times they're talking about they're painting the whole picture. So I don't necessarily think all of their music is just straight glorification. I do think they have songs to glorify it, but when you listen to their one of their projects, you get a lot more from their projects than just, hey, we used to sell drugs. Um,
Absolutely. Like they talk about like the people that have been, facing incarceration because of it, who have died due to gun violence in connection to it. And they talk about their faith a lot, which should be no surprise to us. Like look at all their collective album titles together. So they talk about the contrast, right? Like how those kind of things like don't necessarily work in their favor and haven't in the past, and how they're trying to, make better decisions for the future. So yeah, that is conscious. Uh,
Listening to Clipse and even Pusha T solo projects are it's almost like what to me it's like watching a mafia movie. You know what I mean? We love The Godfather and Scarface and all of these movies and even shows like The Sopranos. And when I listen to their music and the way they tell stories and talk about drug dealing and crime, it's like they're painting a picture like a movie. You
yeah,
know, I think that's very, very different than an artist just making a meaningless song about selling dope. I think it's I think they're way too gifted lyrically and at painting pictures to
absolutely.
write it off as they just talk about selling drugs.
Sonic cinema. Like that's what I'm calling this from now on, bro. That's what it
Hmm,
is.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. So I'm looking forward to see what how this album comes about, bro. And clearly, our listeners too, our viewers are excited about this too. This Clipse album, bro, because that's all I hear about within hip hop the last 3 weeks. And the album doesn't come out for another upon the date of this recording for another 2 weeks. So yeah, man. Like I hope this it really like reaches the standard or kind of our expectations, which I imagine it will. Like I'm excited for that, man. Yeah.
Yeah, same here, bro. And I also gotta talk about the Kendrick joint. Whips and Chains, man. There was a little leak. We didn't get the full verse, but we got close enough to the full verse of that leak, man. And I gotta shout out Justin Hunt, because he gave a perspective on his show, The Company Man. For those who aren't familiar, y'all tap in with Justin Hunt, The Company Man on YouTube. Yeah, hip hop media legend for sure. But he made a point on his show when I first listened to the verse from Kendrick. I thought it was fire, of course, but I didn't think of the perspective that he brought up. And he brought up the possibility of Kendrick in that verse speaking, rapping from the perspective of Trump. And I can't
Mm,
hear it now. So I went back to the verse and listened to
mm,
it again. So I definitely want everybody to tap in with the leak. I hate to say tap in with the leak because we probably shouldn't be tapping in with the leak. Or you can wait until the official version drops. But if you don't, there is a clip of them playing it out loud. You can hear the verse. But it's hard to unhear it because there's so many parallels in the language that he's using.
mm.
Yeah, but it sounds dope though.
Yeah, I don't listen to leaks. Like that's been a rule of mine, dog.
I wish I only listened to this leak because it's a podcast I listened to that played the leak on the podcast.
See, see,
I don't
see.
seek out leaks, but I do listen to them if they come my way.
Absolutely. Like, and I see why that would happen. You know what I mean? Like, that's understandable. I purposefully don't look or listen to leaks because I want to hear how the artist intends for me to hear it. You know what I mean? And I feel like the audio messed up. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather hear it in real time. So, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Absolutely. And that's good you don't do that for this one because I feel like in its true quality, this is gonna sound 1,000 times better.
Bro, I feel like it, and I've already heard such good reviews. Like people been raving about it, dog. Like that froze over hip hop, like for that moment that it leaked. So I can only imagine how it'll sound like when the production, all everything, the EQ, you know what I'm saying, is perfect. So yeah, man,
Yeah,
I'm
so
excited.
when you listen to it though, when you have that in mind, you're gonna like it seems it's very Kendrick double entendre like, but it's yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It seems like something serious, man. So I'm looking forward to that drop. I'm looking forward to this whole project, man. It drops in 9 days.
9 days, bro. I'm marking it down, dog. Like I already got it pre-saved on Spotify. Like I've had it pre-saved for a minute to it. This one in JID's joint. So yeah,
Man,
yeah,
man, bro.
I'm locked in.
Yeah, looking forward to both of those, man. So shout out to the Clips. On another note, man, in hip hop news, GNX tour recently just passed up Beyonce and Hove's on the run two for the highest grossing co-headlining rap tour in history, man. What are your thoughts about that?
Bruh, as two people who have bear witness to the magic that Kendrick and SZA have created with this GNX tour, man, it makes sense, bro. Like this is for the biggest rapper in the biggest moment and among one of the better pop or R&B stars, like to come together at this time, especially, bro, for this tour. And just to run the numbers, is 23 shows and over 250 million, 256.4 million grossed over that period. This is insane, bro. This is insane. I am not surprised at all. I think Eclipse and Hove and Beyonce is crazy. Like that wasn't what I was expecting, but given like the momentum both of these two artists have, and for them to come together right after the Super Bowl too to kick this off, it kind of makes sense, man. Yeah, it's magical.
Yeah, bro. Same here, man. I think that it's being there and seeing the energy in the room. I think that it makes a lot of sense. But also just on the business side, I think that you're taking. I think that the most genius thing about it and why it was able to sell as much as it did is because you take two fan bases that don't necessarily overlap. I think that there are a lot of SZA fans who aren't Kendrick fans. I think there are a lot of Kendrick fans who aren't SZA fans. So when you're able to pull from that broad of a pool. I mean, it was just a golden opportunity, and I think that it's the same concept when you think about Beyonce and Jay Z. I think that there are a lot of Beyonce fans who are not Jay Z fans, a lot of Jay Z fans who are not Beyonce fans. And I think that that dynamic is, I think, why these two were able to sell as much as they do. Because I think when you have artists who have similar fan bases, like for instance, if Kendrick and J. Cole go on tour together, I think it'd be massive, but I think that they have a lot of the same fans. I think there are a lot of fans of Kendrick who are also fans of J. Cole. Um,
Mm.
I don't know if it would even be this big, but I think it would be massive. But I don't know if it would surpass these two just because they were pulling from two wide fan bases that there aren't as much overlap.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, because and it's funny, especially with Jay Z and Beyonce. I hear people say that all the time. It's like, and I even told my girlfriend that I was like, I'll go to a Beyonce concert with you when she brings her husband. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That's the
Yeah,
only way I'm paying that much for a ticket. You feel me? Like,
yeah.
there just ain't no way.
And Beyonce fans are saying the opposite. Please don't bring him. That's literally what they'll say. Like,
But I don't know though, man. You see when Jay Z came out and
you know what I mean? So yeah,
suck it. You know what I'm saying? So, but no, they do say the same thing. I've heard Beyonce fans say the exact same thing.
like leave him at home like he's like a tyrant or something. I'm like, they make great music.
The most disrespectful thing I've ever heard is when I was out, she was like, somebody was like, "Oh yeah, yeah," and Beyonce's husband. I said, "Excuse me." I said, "Do you mean Jay Z, arguably the greatest rapper ever?" I was like, "What?" I thought
Yo,
Beyonce's husband is crazy.
they be trying to Mr. Knowles him, bro. I'm like, bro, don't do that.
I
Easy.
was like, "Wow," but no, that just speaks to it, man, about how why they were able to do what they did numbers wise, bro. It's you pulling from a lot of people.
A lot of people, like like you said, different like branches of music to an extent. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, yeah. It was
There aren't a lot of real music fans who don't either like Jay Z or Beyonce. Who just like I don't like Jay Z or Beyonce. Like it's like
come
dang,
on, you're not gonna find. Yeah, like nah, you won't find that.
yeah,
Yeah.
no way, no way.
Mm.
Yeah, man. Shout out to K Dot. Shout out SZA, man. That's a big accomplishment right there. I don't know who could pass them next. Like I said, I think they would. I think on the hip hop side, it would have to be. Like I said, I really do believe. I think if J Cole picks like a bit, like I think like J Cole and Rihanna could do it. And I
Yeah, I see that.
J. Cole
Yeah,
would have to go with like another superstar. I think J. Cole could do the same thing. I think he would just need to go with like a mega star. I don't
and
know.
he would strike. Like he would have to strike right off the fall off, like or do something crazy. Like he got to do something crazy. He's a superstar in his own right, of course. I'm not saying he got to like you know what I mean jump through hoops in
I
order
was
to
gonna say, he already selling out arenas.
yeah, so I think like something it just have to be when you know what I mean when the iron is hot, like most artists would do. You know what I'm saying, and then be paired with like a Rihanna. Yeah, after her album pops off, like, and that's been long anticipated for like Rihanna fans. They're under the same camp, I think, or like they've been in close.
I
lot of
don't know.
race.
I don't know. I don't think Cole is under Rock Nation anymore.
Oh,
I
not
don't
even
know.
management.
It might be
Probably.
managed. It might be management wise. I have no idea. But
Yeah, stop. But either way, that kind of makes sense to me. Like that would make sense. I think that's the only one in hip hop that could topple that. Drake and Rihanna, for example, aren't going to be on tour together. That's just probably not going to happen due to personal things. But who knows? Who knows?
oh man, but I think I would like to see Cole do that type of thing. And I'm big Cole fans, man, are they coming out. Let me tell you, because Cole to me has I'll honestly say I think in hip hop, J. Cole has the most loyal fan base.
I think so. I
And the
think
most like passionate fan base of like people like fans of like passing out like real fans.
yeah.
Cole probably has the strongest fan base to me.
Yeah, the loyal, like they loved the homeless looking Cole. They loved him from that era to like, his like who that era, like then before that, you know what I'm saying? When he was grinding in the mixtape circuit. So yeah, bro, they've stuck with bro. Even through like whatever you would perceive the past year plus, right? Like of him being relatively quiet, in the midst of like the Kendrick Drake, debacle or whatever. But nah,
As soon as he
they're
dropped, it's still
loyal
as
fans, bro.
soon as he dropped, it's right back to it. And
It's right back to it.
they're
Like he never left.
there's
Yeah,
a reason why we centered the book around Kendrick and J. Cole is because they are not only their fan bases, but when they come out, when you know it's gonna be some heat, you know.
absolutely. They're true pillars of this rap game, bro. Like without them, it doesn't look like this. You know what I'm saying?
If
So
you
yeah,
take Kendrick and Cole out of hip hop, I don't. Hip hop is ugly. Let me tell you. And I'm still even today, even though we have new promising rappers, as far as rappers with something to say,
yeah,
people are actually really tapped into what they're doing lyrically and the impact that they're gonna make with song. If you take them two out, man, it's still ugly. Even with the new crop of artists, and there are some fire ones out right now, but if you take them out right now, it's still ugly.
for sure. Because you got to account for their hits. Like you got to account for like, of course, their impact, like the social impact because of their music and the actual actions they do outside of music, the studio. But they got hits, bro, and like they got hits across like decades now, the 2010s to now. You know what I mean? Like, can't really duplicate that, bro. Nah. Mm.
Oh, man. So shout out to them, man. Hey, look, Raps of Resistance.
Yeah.
2026, man.
Yes, sir. Next year, man.
Raps of Resistance, man. Y'all will get to really hear the nitty-gritty about the Cole, Kendrick, conscious rap and its impact on the world, man. Yeah.
Absolutely. And speaking of like just the need for that level of impact, we had a conversation, bro, about because it's about the halfway mark of 2025, and we've been talking about the albums that have come out the past year or half year, I guess, in the last 6 months. What are your thoughts, bro? What are like some of your top? Give me a top three or top five. Like, what are the top albums that have actually come out this year that you would vouch for and say like this has been a solid year because of these projects? Like, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, I want to start off by saying this. It is July. Y'all are letting me down in hip hop because there have not been that many good hip hop albums out this year yet. So let me preface it by saying this: is that so far the releases have been, you know what I mean, overall, you know what I'm saying, as far as releases for us to be past the halfway mark of the year, there should be in it, and it'll be the summertime. I need some more releases, and a lot of them are pending and are about to come out. So I think that's going. I think by next month I'll have a whole nother tune.
For
But
sure.
as of right now, I don't think it's been that good, man. I think right now, my favorite album so far on the hip hop side, probably Larry Jones and Two Chains. Life is Beautiful is probably on the top of that list. Um, I did like Mac Miller's posthumous album. Balloonerisms was dope.
Mhm.
Believe it or not, one of them that we're going to cover today from an artist I had no idea about. I really, really liked Kota the Friend, No Rap on Sunday.
Mhm.
That list for me. Those are the main ones, man. A lot of albums I just haven't. We've reviewed a lot of albums on this podcast this year, and a lot of them have not been that great. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
What are the
Like
standout ones thus far for me as far as the 25 releases that I can think of right now off the top of my head? What about you?
Yeah, so let me start off. I'll actually give my honorable mentions first. Like I have room for honorable mentions, which is surprising because of everything you just said. Like I feel like it hasn't been that strong a hip hop half year yet. But I think the best albums are like about to come out, as you said, in the next month, a month and a half, 2 months even. Um, so let me start off with honorable mentions. I have to give a shout out, a mini shout out to Philly's Core. His album Skip the Eight it's solid, man. It's a really solid project, and I think he builds upon like the momentum he's been building in Philly and beyond it, under the Dream Chasers camp. And I think this one is solid, man. I'll also give a shout out to Bodie James's Permanent Ink. I think like yeah, that's like a solid album. That's a solid project. He's one of those artists that comes out with something new. It seems like every month, but bro has been grinding under the Griselda like camp for years now. And I've been a fan of Bodie James's for a long time because of that, man. He's consistent. The music is always quality and his production is always elite. Um, Last one, man. This is Chicago. This is a Chicago connection, man. Last honorable mention, Saba and No ID's private collection of Saba and No ID. That's the name of the project. but it's dope, man. It's dope body of work. Now, on to the top five. My top five looks more like yours. I'll give you an order for this. So my favorite album of the year, which is crazy because I just heard this literally today. So the fact that I'm making this announcement is crazy. Kota the Friend, No Rap on Sunday is number one for me, bro. Like this is top to bottom amazing. Like I thought about it, like as we were going into this episode, like and talking about topics, I was like, I can't not put it one. Like I can't, and we'll talk about why. All right. I have to put it gets tough after this, bro. I'll okay, number two, Overcast While the Iron is Hot. Like that's an Oakland artist I've been really vibing with. And I think he put out like a great body of work. Larry June and 2 Chainz of Life is Beautiful is number three. Ray Vaughn's The Good, The Bad, The Dollar Menu at number four. And then Mac Miller's posthumous album, Balloonerism at number five.
Nice. You got a couple on there I need to check out. Oh, I forgot one, man. I'm tripping. There's another one on there. La Russell. Make hip hop fun again. He actually he might have two in there, but the way this year been looking, because Good Ethica is dope too. Good Ethica is dope, but I would put in Make Hip Hop Fun Again is hard. It's a hard project. So I got to throw La Russell on there too, man.
Shoot, I'll tell you one of Lil Russell's that almost made my list. What is it called? Does he have a project with like it's called Rent something? Or am I tripping?
Rent. Oh yeah, Rent Paid too.
That one almost made my top five. Yeah.
Rent Paid I might have two Lil Russell ones on here. Yeah, I take that back. There's a couple, man. It's just not the big mainstream artists who are making as much waves as some of these indie artists. Cause I put Larry June on there and Lil Russell, and these are both indie artists.
And you telling me Lil Wayne's like the Carter, like that couldn't have made the top five? Not even the elephant sample. That's crazy, man. Crazy.
That don't make the top 20. Let me tell you. I'll be putting mixtapes on there. Sorry. No, not at all. Not at all. But yeah, man. Hoping, but there's some dope hip hop that's coming out, man. The ones I'm really looking forward to, JID.
For sure.
God Does Like Ugly. I already know that's going up. We got Clipse coming. Let God sort them out. Know that's gonna be ugly. Praying that J. Cole drops the fall off.
Yes. Praying
and hoping. We're looking forward
to the book. We need that promo.
Yes, it would also help our book, but we also want to see. I want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? He's been teasing for a while, and I was just listening to earlier today, man. I went back to the off season, and people that slept on how hard the off season is.
Slept on it crazy.
I went back to that project, and I was like, oh my God, I forgot how hard the off season was. Like, I might have another conversation of sorting J. Cole's discography because the off season is crazy.
Lyrics, everything was top notch, bro, and nobody hyped it up as much as they should have.
That album was extremely slept on. So, definitely looking forward to whatever Cole is going to drop next. 100%. Those are I think the top ones I'm looking for. Wale, of course, we
Hmm.
talked about looking forward to Wale dropping. Those are the artists that I'm looking forward to the most.
Hmm.
You looking forward to this dropping?
Yo, every album you said, plus ASAP Rocky's Don't Be Dumb. I'm looking forward to like all of those. Yeah, man. I haven't heard ASAP Rocky. We haven't heard ASAP Rocky since I think Good Testing, which came out like too long for me to even remember. I think he's released a couple like songs, couple singles here and there. I'm gonna be honest, like they kind of been hit or miss for me, but I think like ASAP Rocky for me has always been an album artist. I know he has like some hits, obviously that goes without saying. But I think he's more of an album artist than he is a singles artist. So I'm looking forward to see like what comes of it though. But yeah, I would say all those plus that. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have to agree there, man. All right, before we wrap, man, we got an album review to get to.
Yes.
Yes, sir. The album, man, by an artist by the name Kota the Friend. No Rap on Sunday. Now, let me say this. Let me preface this. Number one, I had never heard of this artist before. Earl sent me this earlier today, so I went into this with a completely blank slate. I want to also start this by saying rappers got to start getting better rap names because I would have never clicked on an artist named Kota the Friend.
Yo.
We have to get back to better rap names. And I think this is coming from labels. I think we need more artist development and when y'all are really putting some time into branding artists, because Coda the Friend is crazy. All right. That as a rap name, I would have never, ever clicked on this. But
Yeah.
then when I clicked on it, I was like, yo, this is amazing. Like top to bottom, I thought this project was extremely impressive. Like the production was dope, his rapping was dope.
Yeah.
Um, Great MC. Even the intro track I love. No Rap on Sundays. One of my favorite tracks on here is him and Big Sean, Michigan. Man,
Hard.
hard record, man. He has a joint on here with 5 Foreign called Hello. I thought it was dope.
Yeah.
He even had a softer record on here called Cozy Girls. I liked. I thought it was
Hmm.
a cool record. Another one I really, really loved. Solar Return 2 with Vic Mensa. I've been asleep, man. I knew nothing about um Code of the Friend. Good Numbers was another one I rocked with. And I like the outro, man. I thought that this was a really solid project. And he has a cool sound. I could definitely hear some influence from some different artists. I definitely with his flow a little bit. I hear a little Drake. I hear a little um I even at points hear a little cold, but I think that he's solid though. Like and you can tell that he's going into it. There's some songs on here where he has something to say, and I think he has a perspective, and I think that that was refreshing as far as some of the other artists that we've covered on here, where it's the music is good, but they're not saying anything. And these I was actually drawn into what he was saying, and I think that yeah, man, dope artist. Like I said, I'm shocked if he got features this big. I'm guessing he's been putting in work. I haven't done much research, but solid overall, man. What were your thoughts on this album?
Bro, solid. Like this is, like I said, this is my favorite album I've heard this year. It's from top to bottom for every reason you said. So it's versatile. It has like Cozy Girls, which is a slow, like you know what I mean, laid back songs. He also has, like you said, Michigan with Big Sean, and I love Big Sean's verse. I think all the features on here really killed it, bro. And a lot of
Yeah,
these, outside of the 5-Yo 4s, the Big Sean's, the Big Misses, a lot of these artists I'm hearing for the first time, and I think they were like proper plugins, like as far as like the album, like they really added to the songs and the album itself. And on Solo Return too, like Vic Mensa, I haven't heard Vic in a long time. He's been really like Chance, really been reconnecting to West African, like they're all that type of stuff, which I think is dope, and I think is dope messaging that they're doing. So I haven't really heard much of him musically, and his verse was fire on here. Yo, one of these songs, I'm forgetting the name, the title, but he talks about everything from his upbringing in Brooklyn all the way to like the war in the Middle East, right? Like, so for me, bro, the messaging is top tier. Like he balances it all really well. Kota the Friend can rap. He shows me remnants of like Cole, a little of another artist named IDK as well. Like he kind of like fits in right with that. It's almost like indie, but it has like mainstream appeal too, like to an extent. And I love this project. Like I said, bro, this is the top project for me, top to bottom, for all the reasons in between. Yeah.
Now, were you already when did you get hip to him as an artist? Like I said, I never heard of him.
So honestly, bro, really recent, like as recent as maybe 2 months ago, I heard Michigan with Big Sean, and then I heard the outro "It's a Good Life" with Samira Sin a while ago. So yeah, it's relatively recent, and bro, honestly, like I'm a fan now. Like I'm a legit fan now.
Yeah, this is a dope project, man. This is gonna have me really do a little bit more digging on some of his old records, and also I'll be definitely looking forward to whatever records he has next because yeah, this was shocking. Like I said, like, this is prime example of don't judge a book by its cover because I would have never thought to click on Kota the Friend.
I Kota the Friend. I feel like this is
I don't
your
even
guy.
care what you put as the first name. The Friend is crazy. Like it could have been David the Friend, James the Friend. I wouldn't have clicked on it because friend in your name as a rapper is just yeah. And oh yeah, but I would have missed out because it's dope music.
Yeah, man, this is fire, bro. So yeah, man. If you haven't listened, if you're watching this and you haven't listened to Kota the Friend, ignore the name. Just turn on the music. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
Uh,
bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. When you sent me the name, I instantly was like, here we go. Knew you were sending me somebody trash. I just knew
no,
that oh, he finna send me one of these young dudes who trash. I was expecting Lil Pump when I saw that name.
crazy, man. Have more faith in your boy Earl, man. Come on now, man.
Oh, man, sometimes you be sending me stuff to troll, knowing I'm gonna hate it. So I come on here and crash out. That's what you be doing.
Yeah,
I thought this was one of those
crash
moments.
out for
And I
sure.
pressed play and was like, oh, hold on.
Yeah, man. We gonna call him like KTF or something.
You gotta make this sound cool. This is Coda. Maybe you should just take the
Yeah,
friend.
just Coda. Just drop the friend. Like, yeah.
I don't know if Coda is his real name, but if so, man, just, yeah, go back to artists with their real names too. That's cool too. You know what I mean?
For sure. Kendrick Lamar, J.
J.
Cole.
Cole.
You can remix it and like, but if it's you, it's you. Like I rock it. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Maybe the
Yeah.
friend. We better stop, man. Maybe the friend is the name of a gang or something. We don't even know.
Ooh, yeah. Let me not speak
I don't
too.
want the friends to be on me, man. Like, nah, this the friend is wow, man. I blame Chance for this.
I blame Chance as well.
When it started, Chance the rapper was
Come
also
on.
one of those names that was
Yeah. Yeah. And then
worked.
you
But
have
it
folks
worked. I
like
feel like he played into it so much in the music that it worked. Like,
it works for him because his music, acid rap is playful. 10 Day, if you listen to that mixtape, is mad playful. It kind of worked for him.
oh, you know some hip hop boy. I ain't most people don't know about 10 Day.
I remember 10 Day,
I
man.
discovered Chance on 10 Days, Chicago, man. I was like, I had a couple friends. I had one friend who knew him who put me on early, and I was like, oh no, this is hard.
And nah, and he did sing. Didn't he do it? He would literally record it in 10 days at like a
Yeah, 'cause
Chicago.
I think he was on 10 day suspension,
Yeah, bro. Crazy.
which is
Crazy.
which is crazy. He was on 10 day suspension from school, I believe, and but dope, man. This is hard, man. I'm looking out for Coda the Frame. I'm like, look. I'm trying to hear the next project because this is dope. I was not expecting this.
Not at all, man. So shout out to him. And before we move on, bro, I know you got some hidden hits this week too.
Man, I gotta have some hidden hits, man. Let's go to my look. When we do hidden hits, I just go straight to my likes category on Spotify to see what I've been rocking with.
It
Uh,
just makes it that much easier, man. Yeah.
you're gonna be shocked by the first one I'm gonna say.
What?
I'm about to give some old stuff, not old, but like older. All right, I'm about to jump all over the place for this.
Okay, okay.
For some reason, this week I've been listening to "Too Comfortable" by Future. I don't know what, but the music on that track. I don't know who produced this, but it is. Let me get a producer credit. Southside, of course. Should have known.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
Um, I'm finna jump all the way to somewhere else. Ice Cube, hello. Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, MC Ren, hello.
Yo, we may have been on the same wave. Like I'll explain later. But yeah, that's crazy. That's
Really,
crazy.
that's been
Yeah.
the joint lately, man. I'll always say I don't think people place Ice Cube. They don't. People need to revere Ice Cube in hip hop way more. And I would almost jump out to say, and I'll stand 10 toes down on this. I think Ice Cube is the most important figure in hip hop ever.
Wait, hold on.
I want to say that. I want to. Ice Cube is the most important figure in hip hop ever. And the reason why I say this is even bigger than music.
Okay.
I'm talking about hip hop culture, hip hop. I'm talking about period. Because if you take Ice Cube out, You lose NWA. You lose Ice Cube solo projects, which he he
Heat. You lose Friday.
you lose all of the Fridays. You lose all of the barbershops. You lose you lose Players Club. You lose Boys in the Hood. You lose. I mean, he is attached to so much great things that are hip hop.
You lose the big three. That's not hip hop,
It's
but
not hip hop, but it is hip hop.
it's an extension
An
somewhere.
extension somewhere, somehow, some way.
Yeah.
Think
Yeah.
Ice Cube is just that important of a figure. And like I said, I don't even know if conscious rappers haven't taken things where Ice Cube was willing to take it. If y'all listen to America's Most Wanted, if y'all listen to Death Certificate, if y'all go and listen to some of these albums, he was saying some stuff on here that would get people in trouble now
For sure.
like it would back then. Ice Cube took a lot of risks for hip hop, both with and without NWA. That I think, and you got to even include all the people he wrote. You know what I mean? You don't get Easy E without him. He wrote all Easy E's raps, so it's like I, to me, he's just the most like all in all. If you take Ice Cube out of hip hop, it loses so much.
It loses a lot. Yeah.
I'm not
Nah.
willing to lose the Fridays either.
Nah. I got to keep the Fridays, bro. The franchise, all of them,
You didn't know where I was going with that. I'm talking about
bro.
everything. You can't
I
just take the
figured
music.
you were thinking outside of just music, because like musically, yes. Like musically, yeah, he's up there. I think Tupac for me, like when I think about it, I think he's among the more
Oh
important
yeah.
ones. But like when you talk about hip hop culture, that's a different conversation for me.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna be real. I don't even think we get Tupac without Ice Cube.
You know what? You know why I agree with that, bro? Because America's Most Wanted to me sounds. I
Like
feel
Ice
like
Cube.
I try to channel some of that on Tupacalypse. Like I feel like he tried to channel that, bro. And I say that because to this point, I don't know what has gotten into me, bro, or what was into me this weekend, though. But I was listening to Mad Ice Cube, Tupac, and I think the Jim Jones Nas thing. I was listening to Mad Old Nas.
Yep. I
Who
was
was
on that.
it? Brand Nubian. I don't know
Oh,
what got
oh
into
yeah, I was on that same wave. Yeah,
uh,
we were synced, bro. Because I've been on that same wave. I've been listening to all the older conscious rap,
yeah.
and it just man it puts you in a different space. You like, man, they ain't talking about nothing, and it almost makes
Mhm.
you like, dang, where did we? What happened?
Where did we go wrong? Like, yeah, honestly.
And that's why,
Um,
but Ice Cube, man, is just important. So that's been another one. I don't know how we end up on Ice Cube tangent, but have
yeah,
that. That's definitely on there. What else is on there? I might let me see if I have another one I want to throw on there. So oh yeah, if you haven't heard that joint by Ice Cube, just
type in
tap in, check it out, man. I'm gonna throw and then I'm gonna throw Pusha T King Push on there.
fire joint.
Those who are tapping in with with the whole Clipse wave going on, man, check out King Push by Pusha T.
Yeah, man. Shoot, let me think, bro. Like this joint just is kind of a recent drop. With my hidden hits is La 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 by Russ. I'm not a Russ fan for real. Not that I like. I don't like his music. I'm just not as familiar with it. I've never like tuned into a Russ project or really a song that I can take to memory. But this is dope. La 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 is dope. So I will put that up here. Shoot, what else, dog? Free Rico by ESTG. No Facade, Bodie James, Sir Michael Rocks, I think is dope. If you don't have any of those three songs to some type of playlist, I highly recommend adding it, bro. I'm gonna get straight to it. And then this song is a guilty pleasure. This is what I would consider a guilty pleasure. This is BK Darula, Adult Swim. It flips ASAP Rocky's LSD. Interestingly, you know what I'm saying? McCool, I don't think you'll like it. I'll be honest. I won't even waste your time. This is not a Kota the Friend recommendation. This is for the younger us, viewers, listeners. I think they'll really tune into it. It's a vibe record. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's it, man. That caps off my hidden hits.
All right. And that's a good one. We got a wide range of stuff to get right there.
Yeah.
Also, another one I've been listening to. Let me throw one more old one in there for these young kids who don't know. Ti Ready for Whatever.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, people sleep, man. That was a good. I think that was a joint that Ti made right when he had got caught that gun case, and I think that it was just a dope way. You could tell he really channeled what he was going through in that song, man. So shout out. Check out T.I. Ready for Whatever.
Another underappreciated rapper. I know, like that's hard to say because it's Ti, but still,
No,
I don't.
T.I. is very under. I think T.I. Ludacris very
Yes,
underrated MCs. I think because they've branched off and become so much like done so many things outside of hip hop.
yeah,
A lot of times people forget about their discography and what they've done musically.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, yeah. Shout out Ti. But yeah, man, that's hidden hits, man. Yo, episode 50.
5-0.
Ah,
Yes, sir.
oh man, we made it to fit. We almost a year in, bro. 2 more weeks.
2 more weeks, bro. It's crazy. That's crazy, man.
It's
Yeah.
crazy, but bro. Look, y'all continue supporting the show, man. If you rock with us, if you want to keep seeing us make more content, if you want us to go into year 2 with a bang, man, we need y'all to do us a couple favors. One, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit subscribe. If you listen on audio platforms, make sure that you're hitting that 5 star. Give us those ratings on Spotify, Apple, all of that, and even more importantly, man, share it. Share it with a friend. Share. We do a lot of snippets on social media. Follow us at Rap and Reason. Share those snippets on TikTok, Instagram, all of that good stuff, man. And we keep on giving you all these hip hop takes, man.
Yes, sir, man. Until next time, bro.
Till next time, bro. Peace.
Peace.